Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Welcome back. And today I am finally getting around to reviewing Daredevil Born Again for you guys, finally. Matt Murdock finds himself on a collision course with Wilson Fisk when their past identities began to emerge. I will say, it's taken me this long only because, and I'll talk about this when I get to, it actually goes into my review, but it's a long season. It's a dark show. When I think of Marvel, I think of like the light heart, like not light heart, there's dark crap, but like, I will say seeing Foggy and Karen in the first episode really warmed my heart, and it really won me for getting excited for the MCU again. And even fans were really excited that Karen and Foggy were in this show, and stuff like that. So I was really happy that they finally connected to the Netflix show, unlike the original version of this show where they just completely ignored the Foggy and Karen stuff, where they weren't going to bring back Foggy, they weren't going to bring back Karen. They recast Vanessa, which they still have. They still have the recast Vanessa. In my opinion, she should have stayed, because if this is a direct continuation, it should have been that. But anyway, so I think honestly that they did a really good job within the first episode with the relationship, because it was already built from the previous 3 seasons and stuff like that. And this show plays around with your emotions a lot, because both Foggy's death and the conversation between Matt and Karen after the court case in episode 1, and even throughout the show, like, it plays with your emotions, and you're like, oh my god, like, why do you need to play with us this much? This is not cool for us. Come on, this is ridiculous. But then when Karen shows back up again in the final episode, that's when it felt like the old show again, much like the first episode, because we thought that we were going to be getting them throughout the whole show, but really we got Karen in the first and last episode, but Foggy in the first episode. And this is why I'm really excited for the second season, because the second season is going to feel more like the Netflix show that this season will ever be, feeling like the Netflix show. So that's what makes me excited for the second season of Daredevil Born Again. And seeing the Daredevil suit up in this show is crazy. I got super excited when he first put it on. And apparently, and the thing is too, is that like, we won't necessarily see him put that suit back on again in the next few episodes, not until episode 7. So I feel like that was going to be a bit, not boring, but slow. So when Daredevil finally shows back up again in episode 7, I kind of knew that it was going to take a while for him to get back into the suit. But hopefully we were going to get some cool fight scenes in the next few episodes in 7, 8, and 9. And we definitely did see some cool fight scenes. But something about Daredevil in the suit is one of the reasons why we are watching this show. Because it's called Daredevil Born Again, not Matt Murdock Born Again. You know what I mean? Like, it's just one of those things that I'm just like, I wish we got more Daredevil. Which, like, I feel like that within this show, they were just like, okay, let's reshoot the stuff with more Daredevil. So we'll have him in episode 1. We'll have him in episode 7, in episode 8 and 9. Then the rest of the show we're all spending time with Matt and trying to build up Fisk and him trying to run as mayor and stuff like that. So, and as soon as Daredevil showed back up in episode 7, I was like, finally! It's like what we came to the show for, right? So, to see Devil, and we haven't seen him since episode 1. So, if there is anything I'm hoping for next season, I'm hoping that there's more Daredevil. Both the character of Daredevil and Daredevil action scenes in it. So I hope that that's what they do for the second season. And I love how they show off Daredevil's powers in that scene and many others, and how they show off Daredevil's hearing ability because he's blind. He can hear really, really well, and his other senses get like they raise up, right? So it's like the Spidey sense. He has like a Spidey sense type thing, but without his eyes, he can kind of like feel like something's coming and dodge out of the way and stuff like that. Like, that's cool to me. I actually really, really like that. And I kind of forgot that Foggy got killed off in the first episode. Because I did actually... Now, to be fair, I was going to watch it, but I wasn't rushing to watch it. So I was watching reviews. I was watching reviews from the Escape podcast, from Duck Takes and stuff like that, of what happened. So, because I was like, oh, I'm going to watch it, but I would want to watch it with someone else. Because, like, the thing is with this show in particular, like this show and the Netflix show, they have so long, the episodes are so long when they really only need to be like 20, 30 minutes. Like, it's like, slice the episodes down, leave them on cliffhangers or something. Like, my god. I hate how long these episodes are, man. It's ridiculous. But yeah, no, I was shocked that they killed Foggy. It was crazy. I do like how this is kind of like this kind of goes with like Deadpool and Wolverine or Spider-Man No Way Home, where it's kind of a legacy sequel, because the first 3 seasons were made by Netflix, and this is kind of a continuation of that show, but you don't really need to watch the Netflix show to understand what's going on in this season. So I thought that was kind of cool. And it's cool hearing the different references to the MCU in general, as opposed to the Netflix series where like they would reference the Battle of New York as the incident, right? So it's just kind of like, okay, right, sure, that's the only thing that connects you, but really, other than that, you're 2 separate universes. And I do like the new theme for Daredevil. It's not as good as the Netflix theme, but it's still amazing. Matt and Wilson come face to face with each other is kind of scary, especially in this show, because you're like, oh my god, what's this conversation? How's this going to go down between the two of them? Like, and I am always like, oh my god, this is crazy. Like, and especially later in the season, where we see how much Fisk is destroying Matt's life with both Heather when he's questioning about Fisk, and if he is a clone of hers, and how if he's a part of her life, he's a part of both of their lives, and that stuff with Vanessa and Fisk with Vanessa looking at the key and eventually picking up the gun and shooting the guy in the prison. Like, this show is full of surprises. I was like, oh my god, this is crazy. Like, what are you doing? And it's crazy to me how not bonkers, but how violent this show is. And it really gets to me. And so I love how Matt always has a plan for anything, regards to Fisk. That whole scene where Matt is at Fisk's party, and it's such a classic example of Matt having a plan to talk to Fisk. And when they interlace the Matt Murdock scenes with the Wilson Fisk scenes, it's so powerful and emotional in the show. It's like, oh my god, this is crazy. Actually, speaking of Fisk, I like that the Mayor storylines, people loving Fisk and hating Fisk, I like that sort of thing, is because that sort of thing's happening right now with some, not to name names, but with some people in higher positions. And a guy died on a moving train. Like, I feel like that this show is going in a different direction that the MCU hasn't taken yet, and I like that. Like, everyone complains, going like, oh, like, especially in episode 1, where Daredevil throws bloody Bullseye off the top of the roof. Like, everyone complains about Ben Affleck's Daredevil going like, oh my god, Daredevil in the Netflix show has a no-kill rule, but much like Ben Affleck's Batman and his Daredevil, like, oh my god, he kills people. It's like, yeah, well, bloody grow up. Like, different versions of characters can have different rules. Like, it's not like you can have to get this, doesn't mean you need to have the same rule every time. It's like I mean, I'll probably post this video at some point, but in a re-review that I'm going to do soon, in terms of Batman vs Superman and even Man of Steel, and how I talk about that whole conflict between everyone going like, oh, Ben Affleck kills people and we don't allow that, but we allow when Bale does it because they're in better movies. It's like, it's that type of crap. It's like, no, you shouldn't like it. If you don't like Batman killing, don't like it altogether. Don't say that you like it in the Nolan trilogy because they're great movies and they're some of your favourite comic book movies of all time. And you don't like in Batman vs Superman because they didn't show the Joker killing Robin, and it doesn't make sense within that universe that Joker's still alive if Batman kills, which Joker should be dead instantly if Batman kills. Like, that's BS to me. I think that's a lot of bullshit. And that was one of hell of a twist that Wilson and Vanessa are in therapy, and their therapist is the girl that Matt's dating. Like, that was one hell of a twist that I wasn't expecting in this show, to be honest. You did kind of feel the episodes that they kept from the previous version of the show, kind of the ones that they have inserted into the show later, in terms of the reshoots, to make a continuation from the Netflix show. The lawyer scenes are pretty insane. It reminds me a bit of the Netflix series. I do like how they end up resolving the problem of the whole thing with the White Tiger and how he was doing the right thing and stuff like that. I actually really, really like that. I don't know what to think about episode 4. I don't hate it, but I don't love it. I do like how this show is dark, but one of the reasons why I don't love Logan as much as everyone else is because I don't see myself rewatching a movie like Logan because it's dark and depressing. And some of these episodes give me that similar vibe of that. Even though I really, really like the show, and I'll probably put the show more over Logan, some of these episodes do give me that vibe because there's something about, especially when I'm in the era of, especially since I grew up in the era of the Snyderverse and DC being the dark and gritty, and then Marvel being more the light-hearted side. So then you have to differentiate each other, because like when you have DC, you want to rival Marvel, you do need to have the opposite angle of that. So you need to have the more dark and gritty type kind of thing going on. And then Marvel needs to have the more lightheartedness, but because we're getting over-exaggerated with light-hearted superhero stuff, I don't want to say bullcrap, because it's not bullcrap. It's actually, they're really good light-hearted movies, and they're really well made, and they're great storylines, and made by great filmmakers. And even TV filmmakers, right? So, I think that there is a lot of great stuff within the shows and movies now that are really, really good, but there's something about Daredevil Born Again that's like, okay, this is a little too dark for me. This is, like, I prefer watching this over Logan, because it's, I mean, I'm going to do a whole separate video on this maybe, but yeah, I don't want to go on a tangent, but yeah, no, and I do think that some of these episodes are a little too long, some are 45 minutes, some are 1 hour long, and you're like, okay, now you're exaggerating. Like, you're just exaggerating just to exaggerate the show. Like, don't do that, just leave it as it is, keep going forward. It also feels like I'm watching the original version of the show because there isn't any Foggy or any Karen in almost any of the episodes until the finale, and the first episode, of course, and there isn't any Daredevil action, which is one of the reasons you make a show like this, because of the action scenes and the references to them to you as a whole within the show. I did really like seeing John Bernthal return as Frank Castle, aka the Punisher again, and seeing what has happened with him being alone and being a victim is such a dark turn and such a Punisher move that you're like, I actually really, really like that. Like, what are you going to push forward into when it comes to like the Punisher special and Brand New Day? Since they both come out next year. I think there was some interesting stuff in the 4th episode, but I thought it picked up as soon as I saw the Punisher. And even though throughout the episode I was interested in what was going on, like, I felt that in that episode, and if he didn't come back for the finale, I would have been disappointed, because the fight with both Daredevil and Punisher is so cool and great, and seeing Daredevil and Punisher fights, one of the great Daredevil fights within the show, and I actually really like the way that they actually do that. And the whole power going out to the city, it was very Amazing Spider-Man 2 when Electro turns the power to the whole city. And as soon as Matt picked up the batons and started to swing them around, I was so expecting, like, in the episode where he finally picks up the batons and starts spinning them on the roof, I was so expecting Bring Me to Life from the 2003 Daredevil movie to play. I like how tied together this universe is, with Miss Marvel's dad showing up in the show, and having that whole episode, and then Curry setting up the Young Avengers as well, and then seeing Jack talking to Fish from the Hawkeye series, like, that was great. I really love seeing him again, even though that he's a pretty crap character. Especially the way they act to Kate Bishop and stuff, like, that's a whole other thing. I like how they use the look out for the little guy reference from Ant-Man in this, from the Ant-Man movies. Like, within this, I like how they use that reference. I thought that was pretty cool. Whenever Kingpin is on screen, you feel the power and presence that Vincent D'Onofrio brings to New York, with that power that he has now, because he's a mayor. And you feel scared for the people of New York, and you're like, oh my god, I so want these people not to get hurt and not to find out what Fisk is actually doing, since he's still a bad man, even though they said to Vanessa that he's not. So you're like, and I do like the scene where Matt is talking to Heather, and he's trying to cover up the fact that he is Daredevil, and trying to find out a excuse to why he has bruises on him and stuff. Like, that was a really, really cool scene. I think it was within the 7th episode, I think. And then Vanessa's kind of a sneaky bitch in this show, to be honest. When she is talking to the guy, the 9th episode, I thought you were better than Fisk. Seems that, but no, you're just the same bloody thing. Like, you both need to watch out, because Daredevil's going to come out and kill you both. I will say, Muse is such an interesting character. Unfortunately, he was wasted in this show. I feel like he got the Taskmaster treatment from Black Widow, where, like, he needs to be redeemed at some point. Whether if you bring him back or what, like, he needs to be redeemed, because, God, when he was there, he was great. But because he was dead immediately, you're like, oh my god, what? Really? You got rid of him? Like, why? I love the moments that they play the Daredevil Born Again theme, even when it's not action scene, and it's just scenes where Matt's talking to a co-worker or something. It's much like the X-Men 97 show, where every moment they get, they try and throw that X-Men theme in there somewhere, even when it's not action, it's just talking or something. Like, it's so cool. I really, really love that. Bullseye is so brutal in this show, much like Colin Farrell's version from the Daredevil movie. Even though that I do think that Colin Farrell's portrayal is more brutal and even more violent than this Bullseye, I think that this Bullseye still does a pretty good job in this show. I love when the screen went to IMAX, like went from the black bars to no black bars, and then went back to black bars in the 8th episode. I thought that was pretty cool. I thought that was really, really cool, actually. I really, really liked that. And Kingpin freaking snapped the dude's freaking neck. Like, that was crazy to me. I was like, shoot! Like, how violent do you need to be? Like, goodness gracious. So that was crazy to me. So I need to give Daredevil Born Again 4 out of 5 stars. I'll tell you what, this show started off strong and ended strong. But the episodes in the middle, my only complaint is that there wasn't enough Daredevil in the show. There is some bits where I'm like, it's a little slow because you're trying to stretch out, because you're only inserting, because the ones I really, really like are, I think are the reshot episodes, because like, I think I would have actually liked the old version of the show, because at least like at least it was like a, what, 18 or something episode show, and we got the Daredevil show until like episode 5, episode 6. So we would have had a whole like first half of the season that would have been like, yeah, okay, it's not, there's no Daredevil, but I would have had way less complaints with the old version, because from episode 5, episode 6, we would have had Daredevil throughout the show. Like, I think that would have been cool. But I do like what we have here. So guys, please hit the like button down below if you haven't already. Hit subscribe us to the little bell icon to get notified of future videos and reviews that I do. And I'll see you guys next time. Take care. Bye.
Hey there. Subscribe to my channel. And also press this bell icon.